If you're into working with your dreams, then you may have heard of concepts like lucid dreams and non-lucid dreams. You may have heard of techniques like dream interpretation, but have you heard of liminal dreams? I'll be introducing you to liminal dreams along with techniques on how to begin, maintain, and advance your liminal dreaming practice. My name is Aaron. I am a certified life coach, and I specialize in metaphysical techniques like Dreamwork and lucid dreaming and liminal dreaming for self-care and personal development. Welcome to Higher Dreaming, your one-stop shop to learn the art of using your dreams for self-care and personal development. Liminal dreaming, the word limen is a Latin word and it means threshold. So these are in between states. So physical limen states or physical liminal states would be places like parking lots or elevators or stairwells. When it comes to states of consciousness, liminal states, there are two of them. The first one is called hypnagogia. Hypnos meaning sleep, agogos meaning leading into, and this is the state between waking and sleeping. You naturally go through this period every night. It's this groggy, hypnotic zone. Your thinking is very non-linear. You have elements of both the waking state and the dreaming state, so it's very hallucinogenic as well. You may pass through this so quickly and fall asleep that you don't even know that you were in it. The second liminal state is called hypnopompia. And this is the opposite. This is when you're waking up, the state between sleeping and waking. And once again, you naturally go through this state of consciousness, this liminal zone every day. When you wake up, you'll find the same characteristics. It's very groggy, hallucinogenic, hypnotic, kind of dreamy. You're in and out of it. You may experience hallucinations, non-linear thinking, and these sort of dreamlets. Hypnopompia, once again, the state between sleeping and waking. So as you're waking up, is also known to be this very magical state where many people have had contact with the divine or their higher self. Many people have instances of clairvoyance or seeing future events during this time. And a lot of ancient mystics really encouraged this state, the hypnopompic state, as once again a place to receive messages from the divine or other entities or non-physical beings. So if you're into those types of things, this may be the practice for you. But let me tell you about some other uses for the liminal state. The liminal state is a great place for creativity and for problem solving, to getting answers to your deep questions that you can ask your inner self or your higher self. And why is this? The liminal state, you are in between states. The mind is very open and the thought process or the dreams, as we will call them, that come up in the liminal state are very non-linear. So when we talk about liminal dreams, yes, there is activity in the mind going on in the liminal state, but the conscious narratives are not strung together or held together as they are in the waking state, or like they are when you are having those REM dreams. You're very open, your intuition is very active, and since the mind is liberated from this linear thinking, you can make connections that typically you wouldn't make in the waking state or even the dreaming state. A lot of famous people, for example, have had great dreams that led to great discoveries or even artistic innovations by using the liminal state. Frederick Kukule discovered the model of the benzene molecule in this state. It is said that he saw the image of the benzene molecule in a hypnagogic state. Salvador Dali also used the hypnagogic state to inspire his surrealist art. That's why when you look at his art, it even looks very dreamy and very hypnotic. Thomas Edison would take naps reclined in a chair, very similar to the process of Salvador Dali, and he would hold objects in his hand. and holding his hand up, he would allow himself to drift off to sleep. And then when his hand would drop, the objects in his hand would fall onto metal plates, thus waking him up. And he would begin to write or sketch whatever it is that he saw or whatever it is that was currently in his mind. Salvador Dali did a similar technique using Spanish brass keys. And when he would enter this hypnagogic, hypnotic, liminal state, and inevitably his hand would fall, then he would be able to sketch what he was seeing. Thomas Edison used this state and the non-linear thinking that happens in this state to help with his engineering and his discoveries, as well as to assist him in problem solving. And you can do the same. The liminal state is also a wonderful, we could call it elevator zone. You can get off at different floors. So the liminal state is a great place for lucid dreaming if you're into lucid dreaming. The liminal state can also be used to enter the astral realm if you are interested in astral projection. You can also learn to maintain consciousness in the liminal state in order to use those processes of nonlinear thinking for the same aspects of problem solving, boosting your creativity, meeting with the divine. Now, I know you're here learning about different tools and techniques that you can use in order to improve your well-being. But remember, if you're only learning intellectually, but you're not actually practicing, then you won't see those changes. If you want to practice with me, join my group Sacred Sunday Space via Patreon. It's only $15 a month, and we have between 2 and 4 live self-care practices each month. It's no cameras, come as you are, and even though it's a group practice, it's designed to make you feel comfortable and at home in your private sacred space. I personally create and guide you through a well-rounded self-care routine that includes techniques like mindfulness meditation, yoga nidra, breath work, yin yoga, journaling, goal setting, and so much more. You also get access to my mindfulness meditation classes, as well as Patreon exclusive practices and early releases. Now, my personal goal is to get 50 people in my Patreon group before the end of the year. That way, I can personally assist you in making positive transformations and changes in your life. Truly, your support is immensely appreciated. I'll put the link to my Patreon in the description box below. Check it out, and now back to your tutorial. Having conversations with your higher self, investigating the deeper questions that you have, as well as for self-care and personal development. And I'm going to be reviewing and teaching you various liminal state techniques, how to access the liminal state, how to do certain exercises and techniques in the liminal state right here on Higher Dreaming, and specifically in this liminal dreaming series. Already I have created one exercise called Stepping into the Picture. I will link that video right up here as well as in the description box below. There's also a guided practice, so if you're interested in trying this technique out, you'll want to first watch the explainer or the tutorial and then go ahead and use the actual guided practice. I would suggest trying it out at least for 30 days so you can see how it affects you, how much you learn, and you want to make sure that you have a dedicated journal specifically for your liminal dreams and your liminal dreaming practices, so you can record how things are going, any messages, insights, or visions that arrive to you. Another way to access and practice maintaining consciousness in the liminal state is actually to engage in yoga nidra. I'm going to be creating a number of yoga nidras here for the Higher Dreaming channel, and you're going to find those in the Dreamwork practices series. So that's going to be a playlist where I'm just going to have a bunch of different guided practices and guided meditations. This playlist is not going to be limited to just liminal dreaming practices. So if you're interested in different practices, make sure you check out that playlist. Now, I do have something else for you. If you are interested in additional resources and learning how to master the basics of any dream work practice, which includes good dream recall, having goals and intentions, and practicing awareness practices, then you definitely want to grab my free dream work practice guide. I'm going to include that in the description box under the additional resources section, so it'll be there for you. It has everything you need: journaling prompts, tutorials, guided meditations, and so much more. So go ahead and check that out. While you're down there, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. And in the meantime, in between time, here are 2 more that YouTube thinks that you would enjoy.